Spider-Man No Way Home is still bringing in a ton of money. Surprisingly, after 4 weeks, it does not look like this movie is going to slow down at all. It's now above Titanic, and it's getting close to Infinity War, at least at the domestic box office. I do think this movie is going to keep climbing up, though, as far as overall. Like, I'm talking worldwide box office. I don't know when this movie is going to stop. It's not coming out on Disney Plus or Blu-ray anytime soon, which means you have to go to the theaters to see it. And that's just going to continue to drive up this movie's box office, on top of word of mouth and people just really liking it and praising it and people wanting to see it twice. It's just a hit, and it's not going to stop. Now, I wouldn't just make another box office video unless this really hit a big record. The reason that I'm talking about it is because there was another movie that I didn't even know about that came out over the weekend. It's called The 355, and it is yet another girl boss movie. It's a movie about a bunch of female spies that, of course, just beat up on gigantic men because, yes, 125-pound women are fully capable of one-punching 250-pound men of muscle. I mean, that just makes sense. It's not about suspending belief. Women are as strong as men, right? So this movie's failing, and it only made $4 million. Excuse me, $4.8 million. Pretty pathetic. And they don't even really try to use the coof as a reason for this to fail. How can you even use that as a reason anymore when it comes to the box office? I'm really sick of that excuse. Spider-Man wouldn't have made the money that it's made if that was such an excuse anymore. And there's a market for spy movies, by the way, because one of the biggest movies of the year was James Bond: No Time to Die, which did pretty damn good, all things considering. It's almost at $900 million, I believe, at the international market or international box office. So there's a market for spy movies. People seem eager to watch them, especially from this studio that made this movie, because it's the same people that brought you Bourne Ultimatum, as they proudly put on the poster. So this movie's a flop. I think people are sick of this shit. And what's funny are the headlines for this movie. Look at the headlines for this movie from mainstream media, which I find quite humorous. The 355 gets an early start on the worst movies of 2022. The 355 is the girl boss thriller the world really doesn't need right now. This one, the 355, is proof that women can make middling action movies too. And it's not just this one. There's one from The Guardian. I want to read you a little bit of this article here. But the article from The Guardian, in their review, audiences are sick and tired of it. Even Benjamin Lee of the extremely far left newspaper The Guardian, I don't know if they're definitely left, but simply replacing male action heroes with women and then standing back waiting for applause isn't quite enough. And the article actually does say that, which is what's really funny. Here's the Guardian article. And I thought this was absolutely hilarious. Like, it's not enough. Now, releasing a movie like this used to get you massive amounts of praise from mainstream media. Oh my God. Oh, female James Bond, and they team up? Whoa. Oh. Not anymore. And the audiences aren't coming out for it either. I find this funny. Are people finally sick of this kind of pandering garbage? Are people sick of this? This is a colossal flop. $4 million is horrible. It's really bad. And you can't make excuses for it. You can't say it's the coof because you're just now coming off of the heels of one of the biggest movies ever made. And you can't just say, oh, it's because it's Spider-Man. No, well, there's obviously a market for these kinds of movies because, like I said before, one of the biggest movies last year was James Bond, which did pretty damn good. So you can't sit there and say there's no market for a spy movie. People love spy movies. So I just think people are sick of this stuff right here. Here's some stuff that's in the movie. Very tiny women beating down huge, gigantic men with no effort. Check. Stupid male characters who fall for simple sexual tricks employed by women. Check. Male security guard getting beaten up for just doing his job, just despite the patriarchy. Check. People are tired of this. People are tired of seeing women thrown in. Okay, we're just going to take the men out and we're going to give you a bunch of women just beating up dudes. No reason. They just do it in one punch. People are tired of it. And I like seeing stuff like this flop because, I don't know. I haven't seen the movie. I don't know if it's truly like woke or what. But when I see a movie like this, and this is what they throw up to the front, I just expect it, which is why I wouldn't want to go see it. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen any advertising for this movie. I didn't even know it existed. I had no idea this movie was even a thing until I saw everybody making fun of it, which, okay, well, I want to jump in. I want to make fun of it too because it looks awful. I wouldn't watch a trailer before this. You could do a movie like this, a female spy movie, and it would be just fine. But, they've ran this into the ground so much, it would be hard to do. I think it would just turn people off now because it's like every time they do something like this, it's cringy shit. So this is just another example of you get what you deserve. And this movie has flopped and the excuses are over. Hard to make excuses for movies like The 355 when Spider-Man No Way Home brings in $668 million domestically. And that's just domestically. I think it's at $1.5 billion right now, worldwide, something like that. So, the excuses are running out. And every time a piece of shit like 355 fails, I'm just going to pull up Spider-Man No Way Home's numbers and laugh. Because saying people are afraid of the coof now, that excuse is over. When a woke movie fails, it just fails because people are sick of this shit. Now, like I said, I haven't seen this movie, so I can't say if it's woke or just a bad movie. A lot of the stuff that I've looked at looks like it's a mixture of both. A lot of the reviews for it are awful. Now, to be fair, the audience score for the movie is positive. It's like 85% over on Rotten Tomatoes. However, I would like to point out that not very many people have seen the movie, so it might just be that 10% of Twitter that's giving it a favorable rating because the audience score wasn't that high. So we'll see what happens. Like seeing this movie fail. Tired of this women just one-punching men that are 3 times their size. I'm sorry, but that's just not going to happen. Not going to happen. And, you could do that. Like Black Widow was a pretty good example of like a skilled woman fighting people. Like she was always kicking and stuff like that. And she was trained. And it sounds like in this movie, they just one punch guys, and that's just not going to happen. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, I'm not the Black Widow movie, by the way. I'm talking about previous MCU movies. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Comment, like, subscribe, share the video, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.
Also, make sure to follow me over on Twitch. I do watch parties, play video games over there. They're always fun. Follow me over there and come hang out. Also, make sure you subscribe to YellowFlash, my other channel. There's a link to that in the description as well. I do a lot of live streams over there that I don't do on this channel. They're usually smaller and a little bit more personal. So make sure you follow me over there and sign up.